Page 16, Bourlesq. This is a little piece, you'll notice it's from Leopold Mozart's book. He's the daddy of the famous Mozart. Amadeus Mozart, yeah, well, Leopold, and he was a famous musician and composer and teacher, and okay. So this is from his book up for his son. 2/4 time, it's got one sharp, so it's in the key of G major. All the F's are sharped. And we got 16th notes all over the place. 1 E-enda, 2 E-enda, and that's going to be fun. Right hand first. Here, now those 4 16th notes at the beginning of this is only one beat, because there's 4 16th notes to a quarter note, and a quarter note gets a beat. So we're actually coming in on beat 2. That's a pickup measure there with all those notes in it, believe it or not. But if you look at the last measure at the bottom, it's got one beat in it too, so that you'll put them together in 2 beats. So it's 2 E-enda 1, starting here, 2 E-enda 1. Not too bad, I hope. 2 E-enda 1. And the first full measure is 1 E-enda, it's 5 and then 4. 1 E-enda, 2 E-enda, 1 E-enda, 2 E, and then you have a 4, it's the 2 C's. It's a 3 and then a 4. And I suggest this is sequence going down. I suggest we keep this fingering. So I'm starting it with 4 on the 16th notes. I'm going to use 4 all the way down. So it's measure 3, it's 3 and then 4 again, and then 4 again. And any other place in this passage or in this piece where that happens, I'm going to finger it the same way. Let's go on. This is measure 4. It's like at the beginning. 1 E-enda, 2 E-enda. Same thing we had before. Let's go down to measure 8. You're ending here, and now you have a G, D, and here they're saying 5-2. That's fine. I'll explain why it's fine a little later. Otherwise, I would want to connect the top note because that's melody. But this is fine. We can use 5 here. So it's 2 E-enda, 1 E-enda, and then a 1-4, and then the fingering for our sequence again. This idea on measure 9 of this 5-2 to 1-4, this is very common in piano, and I suggest you get comfortable with it. You're going to get it quite a bit. It comes in really handy, and that's pretty much the piece for the right hand. The left hand, you have these broken octaves going on, and you're constantly moving. Well, wonderful. It's G's, and then you scrunch up, and B's. You scrunch up a little bit for the C, and you stretch out for the B again. You're going down. Measure 3, you're going G, and then D. You gotta come. Around a little bit. You're going to have to be looking down at the left hand occasionally. Hopefully, if your hands are big enough, you can do one note at a time without looking. That helps a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to have to be looking down at the left hand quite a bit. That means you're going to have to know your right hand really well. So put the hands together slowly. It kind of helps a little bit, I think, in that the left hand is playing 8th notes. That keeps the right hand 16th notes, helps to keep them in line. You can see how the notes line up in the music between the steps. Here and here. You just have to remember to move the left hand around. So forth. Let's go down to measure 8 again, where you've got the quarter note. So forth. And that's the piece for the most part. You can go slower than that. You go your speed. But working out where you have all the right notes, and there's no hesitations anyway. Those 8th notes need to be steady. No hesitations anywhere. At your speed, not mine. You'll go as slow as you need to go. It doesn't matter right now. We're just trying to get the fingers and the notes to work out for us. And once you have that, then we can add this articulation. We've got slurs and accents and things. There's nothing in the left hand except a note LH detached. which means left hand not connected. Staccato, but they're not short staccato. They're long staccato. Almost like a 16th note and a 16th rest, sort of. It's just... And I'm collapsing at the wrist on each of these, just really light, because we want to hear the right hand all the way through. For the left hand, all the way through. In the meantime, the right hand's going nuts doing various things. So you're connecting at first, lift up. Lift up between each of these slurs very slightly. It's not a big lift. I do a big one so you can see it better, but it's really just a little lift. And do it all the way through, and then I'll measure 8 again. Remember, measure with those accents. We're going to separate these notes. This is why we can use a 5 on both of these. We don't want to connect them. And so forth. Then we can add the dynamics. They apply to the melody. That's the right hand. It's loud at the beginning, whatever you think loud is. Don't get carried away, but it's loud. And then on measure 4 on the next line, it's like an echo of that. You're soft. That means the left hand has to be very soft. And then again, I'm going to measure 8 with the accents. This is loud. And then accent's going to make those 2 notes sort of very loud. You're going to play them a little louder than loud. Now loud. Now soft, but they're still accented. I don't know why, but they are. Other than it tells you to separate them. But with an accent, it's going to be like medium soft. You play them a little louder than soft. And then soft. And then loud at the end. And then there's a retardando there at the bottom, the last 2 measure. Slow down. But you're still loud. You just slow down. So then when you put all... Then the speed. Well, it says happily. So be happy, I guess. That's an order. Be happy. It has to be accurate. The 16th notes have to be even. What can you do accurately and even? And that's your happy, I guess. Or you're happy you can do it. I'm not sure. It's just... At the end, the last measure, you can raise both hands up at the same time here. So you're cutting the quarter note a little bit short because that's short. That's fine. If you'd rather hold the quarter note out, that's good too. Off. I'll leave that up. That's part of interpreting the music. Maybe one time you do it one way and another time you do it another. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to do the dynamics. So I'll give us 3 counts because we come in on beat 2, and I'm going to put the metronome on 8th notes. So it's beating 1 and 2 and it. 1 and ready and go E and 1.